Hi folks, Ryan Patrick here. I need to start this reaction, or more correctly this voiceover, with an apology. I did in fact sit down and watch episode 7 of season 1 of Game of Thrones, which is called You Win or You Die. I had set up the camera, checked it 2 or 3 times to make sure everything was lined up, and recorded the whole reaction, or so I thought. I was so proud of myself at the end of the episode because I wasn't feeling great, but I felt like I was really engaged with the episode, making for a good reaction. Well, with my insomnia-riddled brain, the one thing I forgot to do was hit record. So here I am doing this silly voiceover, so I don't leave you hanging with absolutely nothing. I am very sorry for this mistake and hope this is still worth a watch. Let's begin. Here we have Jaime Lannister finding out about Ned's decree from the last episode. I do not yet know who the older man is gutting the deer, but I do find great joy in his criticism of Jaime. His encouraging of Jaime to only become more aggressive in his pursuit of power speaks to the chaos I expect will come.
Summoned to court to answer for the crimes of your bannerman, Gregor Clegane, the Mountain. Arrived within the fortnight, I'll be branded an enemy of the crown. Hornet Stark. Brave man, terrible judgment. I could care less what anyone thinks of me.
You know, that's what you want people to think of you.
It's the truth.
When you hear them whispering Kingslayer behind your back, doesn't it bother you?
Of course it bothers me.
If another house can seize one of our own and hold him captive with impunity, we are no longer a house to be feared.
The future of our family will be determined in these next few months. We could establish a dynasty that will last 1,000 years. Or we could collapse into nothing, as the Targaryens did. I need you to become the man you were always meant to be.
Ned confronting Cersei is a bold move. She is bad to the core from everything I have seen so far, and this makes her dangerous. Bad people don't have morality holding them back. I was surprised at her candor when confronted, but with her sense of entitlement and confidence that she can outmaneuver him, I guess it does make sense for her to be honest in this moment.
Perhaps it's time to go home. The South doesn't seem to agree with you.
I know the truth Jon Arryn died for.
Do you, Lord Stark? Is that why you called me here, to pose me riddles?
Has he done this before?
Jaime would have killed him. My brother's worth 1,000 of your friend.
Your brother? Or your lover?
Jaime and I are more than brother and sister. We shared a womb. Came into this world together, we belong together.
My son saw you with him.
And whispered in my ear, Lyanna. Your sister was a corpse and I was a living girl, and he loved her more than me.
When the king returns from his hunt, I'll tell him the truth. You must be gone by then. You and your children. I will not have their blood on my hands. Go as far away as you can, with as many men as you can. Because wherever you go, Robert's wrath will follow you. I've made many mistakes in my life, but that wasn't one of them.
Oh, but it was. When you play the Game of Thrones, you win, or you die. There is no middle ground.
This scene with Littlefinger and his ladies of the night made me more skeptical of his intentions. I knew there was something off about him from the start, but I began in this moment to question whether he was playing a long game of pure manipulation or if violence would come directly from him. My questions would be answered by the end of this episode.
I learned that I'll never win. Not that way. That's their game. Their rules. I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to fuck them. That's what I know. That's what I am. And only by admitting what we are can we get what we want.
This woman who was captured in the woods attacking Bran had a snarky attitude that I really appreciate. If she remains on the show for any length of time, I expect to find her amusing and a good challenge for those she encounters. She did make the guy in the robe aware of the monsters that are still around and not as extinct as the kingdoms would like to believe.
You're not living in the wilderness anymore. In civilized lands, you refer to your betters by their proper titles.
And what's that?
Lord.
Why?
Why? What do you mean, why? My father is Balon Greyjoy, Lord of the Iron Islands.
What's that got to do with you?
You're an impudent little wench, aren't you?
Couldn't say, my lord. Don't know what impudent means.
Impudent. It means rude, disrespectful.
Chances are I won't be nearby the next time that happens.
I'm used to worse than him. I'm used to men could chew that boy up and pick their teeth with his bones.
Why did you come here?
Didn't mean to come here. Meant to get much further south than this.
What are you afraid of?
There's things that sleep in the day and hunt at night.
Owls and shadow cats.
I'm not talking about owls and shadow cats.
The things you speak of, they've been gone for thousands of years.
They wasn't gone, old man. They were sleeping.
Seeing Jon Snow and Sam made my day because I loved their dialogue and the humor that fills each scene. I am curious to see what happened to Jon's uncle.
Riders! The horn. We have to blow the horn. Why is he alone? One blast for a ranger returning, 2 for wildlings, 3... There's no rider. That's my Uncle Benjamin's horse. Where's my uncle?
With this show being what it is, I did expect Robert to die at some point. What I did not expect was for him to be gravely injured off-screen by a boar of all things. Ned was smart to write rightful heir instead of Joffrey. I didn't expect it to much matter, but it did make more sense and was a good attempt. The scene immediately following this implied he may have been poisoned. Robert, that is. Which might be the case, but it still seems like the boar is what got him. Robert's acknowledgement that killing Daenerys was the wrong move came too late.
My fault. Too much wine. Missed my thrust. Stinks like death.
You damned fool.
Paper and ink on the table. Write down what I say. By command, Eddard of House Stark, titles. To serve as Lord Regent and Protector of the Realm upon my death. To rule in my stead until my son Joffrey comes of age. The girl, Daenerys. You were right, Varys, Littlefinger, my brother, worthless. No one to tell me no but you. Only you.
This scene with Daenerys and Jorah at the market really showcases his attention to detail and protective nature over her. I was able to call that the man was trying to kill her, and that when he was forced to drink it himself that he was going to run. I was all proud of myself for properly predicting something so obvious.
My lady, you are from Westeros.
You have the honor of addressing Daenerys of the House Targaryen, Khaleesi of the Riding Men, and Princess of the Seven Kingdoms.
Princess.
Rise. I'd still like to taste that wine.
The wine is for the Khaleesi. It's not for the likes of you.
Open it.
That is not the finest wine that has ever touched your tongue.
You first.
Me? I'm afraid I am not worthy of the vintage. Besides, it is a poor wine merchant who would drink up his own wares.
You will drink.
Although I am always happy to see Jon and Sam, I do feel like with all the storylines consuming the last few episodes, we seem to have lost a lot of character development with these two. It feels like they are just appointed to their roles out of the blue. I guess being that I like their dynamic so much, I would have liked to see more of how this came to be. Jon being appointed as a steward seems to have a potentially darker purpose, but Sam is right in that at the very least, Jon will know the ins and outs of what is going on in a more direct way. Sam wanting to be a wizard was just gold.
Isn't that what you always wanted?
I want to find my uncle. No, he's alive out there. No, he is.
I wish I could help you, but I'm no ranger. Is the steward's life for me?
There's honor in being a steward.
The builders. Pip to the stewards. Toad to the builders. Gren to the rangers. Samwell to the stewards. Makar to the rangers. Darien to the stewards. Balian to the rangers. Rast to the rangers. John to the stewards. Rancer to the builder. Echiel to the builders. Gordo to the stewards.
Don't you see what they're doing? I see Sir Alistair's revenge, that's all. He wanted it and he got it. Stewards are nothing but maids. I'm a better swordsman and rider than any of you. It's not fair.
Now listen to me. The old man is the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. You'll be with him day and night. Yes, you'll clean his clothes, but you'll also take his letters, attend him at meetings, squire for him in battle. You'll know everything, be part of everything.
I always wanted to be a ranger.
I always wanted to be a wizard. What? Oh, I'm serious. So you'll stay and say your word with me.
Renly attempts to get Ned to rise up against the Lannisters, which Ned refuses to do. This proves to be a mistake by episode's end.
Protector of the realm.
He did.
She won't care. Give me an hour and I can put 100 swords at your command.
And what should I do with 100 swords?
Strike. Tonight while the castle sleeps. We must get Joffrey away from his mother and into our custody. Protector of the realm or no, he who holds the king holds the kingdom.
Ned confiding in Littlefinger was an error in judgment. We've all made those.
The king has no true-born sons. Joffrey and Tommen are Jaime Lannister's bastards.
So, when the king
The
dies...
throne passes to his brother, Lord Stannis.
You are now Hand of the King and Protector of the Realm. All of the power is yours. You need only reach out and take it. Make peace with the Lannisters. Release the imp. Wed your daughter to Joffrey.
It will be Stannis and war. There is no other choice. He is the heir.
So why did you call me here? Not for my wisdom, clearly.
You promised Catelyn you would help me. The Queen has a dozen knights and 100 men-at-arms. Enough to overwhelm what remains of my household guard.
After Jon and the men say their prayers to the bloody-eyed rock god, they discover a hand with a dash of arm attached, brought in by their dog. Who did this belong to, I wonder?
What's he got there?
To me, Ghost. Bring it here.
God's be good.
This scene with Drogo going mad with rage and declaring war against Robert's kingdom shows that his call to have her killed was the wrong one to make. Now we will see a major battle between them in future episodes, which admittedly will be exciting to watch unfold. Here you can see Ned's concern and sadness when he learns that Robert has passed away and Joffrey is referred to as king. When he was brought into the throne room, I found it slightly naive to think that he had the upper hand against Cersei. With Ned captured and his wife away, I am curious to see where things go from here. Things are heating up.
King Joffrey and the Queen Regent request your presence in the throne room.
King Joffrey?
King Robert is gone. The gods give him rest.
I command the council to make all necessary arrangements for my coronation. I wish to be crowned within the fortnight.
Sir Barristan, I believe no man here could ever question your honor.
King Robert's seal, unbroken.
Is this meant to be your shield, Lord Stark? A piece of paper.
Those were the king's words.
We have a new king now.
I did warn you not to trust me.
I really enjoyed this episode overall. There were so many different storylines that were really dialed up. The pressure was on in each of the storylines that they covered. And you can kind of really see that, obviously this is Game of Thrones, so there's going to be lots of battles ahead. But you can kind of see that they're really amping it up for the next couple episodes, being that it's only, I believe, a 10-episode season. So episode 8, 9, and 10 I expect to be absolutely bonkers, and I am looking forward to it. I am growing more attached to these characters, and I just kind of want to see how they develop over the course of this season or the seasons ahead, depending on how long each one of them lives. But I just want to end this by saying I do again apologize. It was just a airheaded moment for me to not hit record. I was having an off day, which I think we all have, and I will definitely be paying more attention going forward to make sure I actually hit record. And believe me, no one is more upset with me than me. I was mortified when I realized what I had done. But I hope this will at least be somewhat enjoyable for you, and I will see you in the next episode. And if you could please like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be great. Thank you. Take care.